Oh, my child, you ask about the strange tale of the talking wood. Sit close, and I will tell you what I remember, for I was there when it all began. It was many, many seasons ago, in our village of Orun, where the sun blesses the land, and the river sings through the valleys. Orun was a place of skilled hands. The weavers made cloth so fine that even visiting traders from distant lands marveled at its softness. The potters shaped clay so perfectly that no drop of water dared to seep through their vessels. And the carpenters, their hands could make wood speak, though not in the way you might think. Among them was Baba Jango, a quiet man with hands as steady as the great baobab's roots. He worked from dawn until the evening sun kissed the river, shaping doors, stools, and canoes for the village. His daughter, Zaina, was always by his side, her fingers tracing patterns in the sawdust as she listened to the rhythmic tapping of his chisel. One fateful morning, after a night of heavy rain, the river delivered something unusual to the banks, a thick, dark piece of wood, unlike anything seen before. It was smooth and polished, as though carved by unseen hands. Baba Jango, always one to see the spirit in things, picked it up and ran his careless fingers over its surface. This wood, he murmured, it has a story to tell. Now, we had all heard Baba Jango say such things before. He believed that every tree carried the whispers of its past, but this time, his words would prove truer than any of us expected. That night, as Baba Jango sat in his workshop, the village bathed in the warm glow of oil lamps, something strange happened. Zaina, half asleep by the fire, swore she heard a voice, low, like the murmur of the wind through the palm trees. Help me, it said. She jolted awake. Baba, she whispered, did you hear that? Jango chuckled, thinking she had dreamed it. The night plays tricks, child. But the next evening, as he shaped the wood with his chisel, the voice returned. This time, Baba Jango himself heard it. Help me. I know what they have done. His hands froze. Zaina, peering at him through the workshop's dim light, saw her father's face grow pale. Who is speaking? Baba Jango asked, his voice barely above a breath. The wood trembled in his hands. I am a truth buried beneath lies. Now, in those days, our village was ruled by Chief Wonder, a man whose words were smooth as palm wine, but whose actions were like thorns hidden beneath soft leaves. People whispered that he had grown greedy, that the harvest meant for the people often found their way to his granary instead. But who would dare speak against a chief? The next day, Baba Jango took the wood to the village square, where the elders gathered beneath the great Iroko tree. Something is wrong, he told them, and this wood knows it. The elders exchanged glances. Jango, one said cautiously, wood does not speak. But what if it does? Zaina blurted. What if it speaks the truth? Some laughed, but others, the ones who had seen strange things in their years, leaned in closer. That night, the whispers from the wood grew clearer, and as Baba Jango worked his chisel, carving the wood into a flute, the truth poured out like water from a broken pot. The flute, when played, did not sing with ordinary notes. Instead, it spoke, and what it revealed sent shivers through the village. It told of stolen grain hidden beneath the chief's house. It spoke of traders bribed to say that drought had ruined the harvest, when in truth, the chief's storerooms overflowed. It sang of the villagers' sweat and toil, taken to fill another man's belly. By morning, the news had spread like wildfire. The elders, once hesitant, demanded proof. Led by Baba Jango, the people marched to the chief's compound. There, hidden beneath woven mats, they found what the flute had spoken of, bags of millet and sorghum, meant for the village, hoarded in secret. The chief could not deny what lay before them. The people's anger rose like a storm, but before they could cast judgment, the eldest among them raised their hand. Let the land judge, he said. And so, it was decided that Chief Wonder would be stripped of his title, his wealth distributed among the people. A new leader was chosen, one who had lived among the farmers and knew their struggles. As for the talking wood, he took it back to the river, where the spirits had sent it, and let the water carry it away. Some truth, he said, must come when the land is ready to hear them. And what of Zaina? Oh, my child, that is a story of its own. For though she had been a carpenter's daughter, she became something more. She took up her father's tools, but not to build doors or tables. Instead, she made flutes, each one carrying the echoes of a lesson learned, so that no one would forget the day the wood spoke, and truth could no longer be hidden. And that, my child, is why to this day, When the wind blows through the trees at night, we listen carefully, for who knows what truth might be waiting to be heard.